it's Doris with all of the books, and I have a July book haul that I am super excited about. These are books that have been on my brain for months now, some of them, because this month I'm doing a Florida themed book haul. Florida is my home state. I will be going to visit the family soon, and it's just a place that I know and love in equal measures. So these are books that remind me of Florida in some way or another, more overtly than others, some of them. But let's just dive right in because there is some gorgeousness in this stack. The first one I got is Florida by Lauren Groff. Obvious. Florida. Yeah. I just wanted this as soon as I saw it. Now, I DNF'd Fates and Furies by Lauren Groff. The opening chapter was absolutely stunning. Her writing style is gorgeousness. But the reason I DNF'd it was because it was a contemporary fiction, which sometimes I like, but that's not what I gravitate toward. And I just got about halfway through and wasn't really enjoying it, and realized that all the interactions were set in parties, and not much of a partier. It just wasn't resonating with me. And also the contemporaries that I tend to not like the most are the ones set around relationship issues, and yeah, it's just not my thing. So while I thought her writing was gorgeous, the story itself wasn't doing anything for me. But these are short stories, which I think Lauren Groff's writing style would skew well to the short story. And they're set in Florida, so yeah, I have high hopes for this. We'll see. Now this next one came out of the box, and I think I heard the Hallelujah chorus. It was so beautiful. Look at this. Look at it. Just look at it. It is beautiful. So beautiful. I love it so much. The Gulf, The Making of an American Sea by Jack E. Davis. This is a nonfiction tome. I believe it's a tome. Yes, well over 500 pages. And it's just all about the Gulf of Mexico, and I think it's a naturalist writing about the Gulf and how it was formed, and all those states are surrounding it, and Mexico, I assume, in the Central America. I don't know, but oh, it's gorgeous, and I'm so excited. And I think these two need to go on my mantle for the summer. I do. They just need to be pride of place in my home after I read them, of course. And I think this one won an award recently. I can't remember if it was one of the Pulitzers or one of the National Book Awards. I don't recall, but it is fabulous. Fabulous. Okay, and then this one is just bizarre. I don't remember. I saw it on BookTube somewhere, and I don't remember where, but Shark Drunk. The Art of Catching a Large Shark from a Tiny Rubber Dinghy in a Big Ocean by Morton Stroxness. Yeah. This one, now shark fishing is obviously a thing in Florida, but it's done off of piers for the most part there. This one is set off Norway, and it's done much bigger shark, massive shark. I forget how big the Greenland shark, 24-foot long sharks out of a little rubber boat. No thank you. But the other reason that I gravitated toward this was because my nephew is married to a girl from Norway, and so I thought that Charlie and Benta might get a kick out of reading this at some point, so I might pass it down to them or get them a copy if it's good. Yeah, and this is a nonfiction, another kind of a memoir-esque type book. Okay, and next up is The American Plague, The Untold Story of Yellow Fever, the Epidemic that Shaped Our History by Molly Caldwell Crosby. This is like my hometown, seriously. The little town that I grew up in, at one point in time was a thriving big city and almost became the state of Florida. But it was wiped out by the yellow fever epidemic and then a fire and a tidal wave as well. But the yellow fever epidemic, and I actually, let me grab this. I actually grew up reading this book, The Great Tide by Ruby Lee Hall. I don't know that it's in print. It's kind of a local print, but it's kind of a historical romance a little bit, but more along the lines of a Gone with the Wind style. But just an epic tale of my little tiny community, and I really enjoyed it. But just so much about the yellow fever epidemic. So when I saw this, I had to have it. Yes, definitely. And also, the next little town over is, the ice machine was invented there. So, you know, these ships would come into the port and this, you know, sultry southern town would have ice. And like, wow. But the ice machine was invented because a doctor had developed a system in the room where he kept his patients to cool them down, and it just ended up making ice. So yeah, I think I'll really enjoy this, and I may try to go visit that little town while I'm in Florida and show it to you. Okay, and then we have, I've been wanting this one for a while, Zora Neale Hurston, the author of Their Eyes Were Watching God, but this one is Every Tongue Got to Confess, Negro Folktales from the Gulf States. So yes, this one is, you know, Florida is a Gulf state and all those little southern states, and I just, again, Zora Neale Hurston, I think that her writing style would do well to shorter literature, and I love her love for recording the folk tales. She thought that was really important, and she went about doing that. So I'm very interested in reading this one as well. And then these next ones are a little more of a stretch, the Florida connection, but they make sense to me. So, and they're mine. The next one is White Chrysanthemum by Mary Lynn Brock. This one I've seen a lot on BookTube lately. Chris Bookish Cauldron really gushed about it a bit. And this one is sisters who are fishermen in a sense, I think more for clams, but a coastal familiar relationship. And I love different Asian literature. But this one, you know, I have sisters. It's about a sister's relationship and what they would do for each other. And my family are all fishermen. My dad initially, and then my brothers. So yes, very much about the coastal fishing community. And then the next one, again with my sisters, Prairie Fires, The American Dream of Laura Ingalls Wilder by Carolyn Fraser. This one, I think won, it also, I can't remember if it won the Pulitzer or the National Book Award. National Book Critics Circle Award as well. That's a different prize. But yeah, this one is just nonfiction about Laura Ingalls Wilder, Untold Tales. And I just cut my reading teeth on Little House on the Prairie, and they were my sister's copies, and so I think both my sisters will get a kick out of seeing this and probably will want to read it. Okay, and then I have China Rich Girlfriend by Kevin Kwan. This is your quintessential beach read, and beach read is getting a bad rap around BookTube lately, but growing up 6 miles from the ocean. I have a great deal of respect and love for a great beach read, and so I've been holding back on getting these because I wanted to get the third one, and I wanted to get them all in the paperback version because the first one I have the first one in paperback as well. So I got this one, and as soon as I finish it, I'm gonna order number 3, and I'm very excited about the movie coming out. So fun times. I enjoy it a great deal. Okay, and then the next one is a little bit of a stretch as well. Notes of a Crocodile by Q Miaojin. And this one is Mel's from Mel's Bookland Adventures. This is for her Read Around the World Women's Fiction Reading Club. This one is set in Taiwan. So Taiwan. And I'm just looking forward to reading it with the group. And the Florida connection, I mean, does it not look like Florida? we do have crocodiles in Florida. We are more known for alligators, but you know, most people wouldn't be able to look at this and tell the difference. So yeah, so such a pretty book, such a pretty book. And then the last one is really just because I had a severe case of FOMO, because I just keep seeing people put it up and gush about it, and yeah, it looks like a good one. So I got There by Tommy Orange. This one is I think it says it's a novel, but I think it's one of those novels maybe written in collected short story style. And it's about several different people from the Oakland powwow. So preparing for that. I just hear great things about it. And this is on the West Coast, but we do, I mean, for one thing, if I'm going to stretch it, the feathers remind me of beachcombing in Florida. But we also have a well-known Indian tribe in Florida, the Seminole Indians. So while this is West Coast, I'm just very much looking forward to reading it and getting immersed in this great book. So yeah, that's what I have. I'm super excited to read these and just absorb the Florida vibes. So thank you for watching, and I will be back soon. Bye.